All right, Christina loves to paint. She cut out a piece of cardboard that is 1.5 of a foot by 1.25 of a foot to paint on. What is the area? So we're looking at the area. Somebody asked me yesterday, what is the area? This is the area. This is something by something. What is the area of that thing? So she has some cardboard. We want to know what the area is. So let's look at that. I'm actually going to make, so I can understand this better, I'm going to make it, am I going to go one by one and then, yeah, I'm going to make this like 2 feet. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. Because we know it's 1 foot. Right. We can pretend here, 1 by 1, okay? But there's a little bit more than that. So now, right, this would be 2 by 2. So this would be another 1. Isn't that amazing how much more that is? Just doing 2 by 2. All right, so that was 1, and we have 1/2 and 1/4. So we have 1.5 here by 1.25, which would kind of be right here. So this is that piece. So here we have another 1/2 and another 1/4. Oh, this looks like kind of the area model. I bet that would work. Doesn't this look like the area model? So we have here, we have here, we have here, we have here. Let's see if that works. So this area is 1 square foot. This area, 1, because that's 1 by 1. This here, this rectangle, right, is 1 by 1.5, which means 1/2 of a foot squared. So this is foot squared, because again, this is foot, 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 foot. So this is 1 foot by 1 foot, which is 1 foot squared, 1 foot by 1/2 a foot, 1 foot by 1/2 a foot, which is 1/2 a foot squared. Here we have 1/4 foot by 1 foot, which is 1/4 foot squared. And then we have this little piece of cardboard, which is 1/4 foot by 1/2 foot, which, again, if we look at this and we know we're just multiplying the numerators and the denominators, this is going to be 1/8 foot squared. So now I have to add all those up. This is where it gets a little bit complicated, but I know how to add fractions together. If you don't, good luck, right? That's something that you need to study and learn, because it's not going to, I shouldn't say good luck, because it's all about working, okay? It's all about it. So we have 1/2, 1/4, and 1/8. I could turn all of those into 1/8, right? Because look, or I can call, so here's 1/2. If I multiply by 4, I get 8. That means I multiply by 4 over here, and I get 4. So I can change 1/2 into 4/8. Remember, we want to have that same denominator. Can I turn fourths into 8s? You better believe it. So I have 1/4. How do I get to 8? I multiply by 2, which means I multiply here by 2. So I have 2/8. So now I have 1 plus 4/8 plus 2/8 plus 1/8. So that's 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So my total area is 1 7/8 feet squared. That's the total area. The equation could look something like, what was that? Oh, why am I looking back there? 1.5 times 1/4 equals 1 7/8. That doesn't look great. Doesn't look very. Let's change these into improper fractions. So how many 2's are in one whole? 2. So 1.5 we can represent as 3/2. How many fourths are in one whole? 4. So this would be 5 fourths, and that would be 15/8, right? 3 times 5 is 15. 2 times 4 is 8. 15/8. Now, how many wholes are in here? If this was 16/8, that would be 2, right? But it's not 16/8, it's 15/8. That means we have an 8 in here. We have 8/8 in here. That means that's one whole. And how many left over? 7, because 15 minus. And that's the same answer. All right, cool. All right, so again, breathe. It's okay if you're a little confused and struggling right now. That's the point, right? It's the struggle. It's thinking. It's not giving up hope. Bye.